Everyone. Today we are going to learn a little bit about Google Sheets with the 5th grade Harry Potter personality scores. In Google Classroom, you can see that I've created an assignment for us. What you need to do is you need to open that assignment and click on the Harry Potter personality scores 2017. It's going to open up into what's called a Google Sheet. A Google Sheet is a spreadsheet, and all of these different rectangles are called cells. When you click on one of the cells, it has a name. It takes its name from the letter at the top and the number at the side. So this cell that's highlighted is G9. If I click on another one, this one is E7. These are all called cells. Now, at the top of the screen, we have the alphabet. If I click on row F, which is Mrs. Lombardo, this is a column. You can highlight all of the columns by clicking on the alphabet at the top, H, all of column D. There's one more thing that you want to remember, and those are the rows. The rows are represented on the numbers on the side. So this is row 9. And again, if I click on 9, all of row 9 is going to be highlighted. If I click on row 4, all of row 4 will be highlighted. Now, what you can do in a Google Sheet is you can keep track of data. And what you can see is all of the information that Mrs. DeMay sent to me about your Harry Potter personality scores. Here are Daimyo's scores: 16 for Ravenclaw, 8 for Gryffindor, 2 for Hufflepuff, and 3 for Slytherin. You can see Popovich's scores are written as well: Wise, DeLoya, and Lombardo. I have a column for total here as well as at the bottom. I'll show you how to do an auto sum in just a few minutes. But what we want to do is we want to take a look at some of our things on our spreadsheet. We want to take a look at row number 1. If I click on row number 1, it highlights all of my titles. Maybe I want to make that bold. So I'm going to change it, and I'm going to make it bold by clicking on the bold button. Now all of those fonts are bold at the top. If I want to highlight all of column A, I can click on all of column A and make that bold as well. Now both my titles for my houses and also my teachers are bold. Now you can see that some of the numbers are here on the right side of my cell and the names are on the left side of the cell. What I can do is I can center all of that by what's called highlighting. When you highlight a cell, you click on it and you drag. And you can see that I'm highlighting these cells in blue. Now you have to be very careful because at the bottom corner of each cell is a box. If I choose and highlight this going down, this is called a fill down, and it fills down all of your information from that current cell. You don't want to do that when you highlight. You just want to click right in the middle of the cell, click it, and drag it all the way across to highlight. Maybe I want these lined up in the center of the cell. Well, that's the justification. I'm going to go up here to the horizontal alignment, and I'm going to change it to the center alignment. Now that changes it so that all of my writing is in the center of the cells. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you auto sum all of these totals. So how many are in Mrs. Daimyo's class? How many are in Mrs. Lombardo's class? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 16. I'm going to click and hold on the cell, and I'm going to drag down all of those numbers. Once all of those numbers are highlighted, I'm going to go to the very last tool that I have on my toolbox. This is called the Sum or Functions button. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to say Sum. That's going to give me a sum of Mrs. Daimyo's class. Whenever I hit Enter, it'll give me a total 29. Same thing with all of them. I'm going to click and hold on Popovich's class. I'm going to drag down. Go to the Auto Sum button, hit Sum. This is actually the computer code that's written to highlight and total all of these numbers. Equals sum, and then the parentheses, cell C2 to C5. Whenever I hit Enter, it totals it for me. Same thing. I'm going to slide down, highlight, go to my Functions button, hit Sum. There's my formula. Hit Enter. Highlight again for Mrs. DeLoya. Going to Functions and Sum. Enter. Last one, Lombardo, highlight, sum, gets my formula, enter, gives me my total. That's the total for how many students are in each class. Now I want to know how many fit in the Ravenclaw category. I'm going to highlight from 16 across. You can do the same thing to do the auto sum, going to functions and sum. There's my formula, enter. 71 students fit in the Ravenclaw house for Harry Potter. Same thing for Gryffindor. Highlight across, auto sum, enter, 47. Going across, sum, enter. Going across, functions button, and finally sum. Now you can see the totals for the Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, and Slytherin. Now what I want to do is I want to make a quick chart. I'm going to highlight from Harry Potter, A1, all the way through 1 for Mrs. Lombardo. I'm not going to highlight any of the totals that I just received from my functions button. And what I want to do is I want to make a quick chart. I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to slide all the way down to Chart. You can see that button kind of looks like a bar chart. I'm going to click it. It opens up a window on my screen. Let me try that one more time here. There it is. And it gives me a stacked column chart, which is really cool. And you can see the Ravenclaw categories for each class. Now, if I wanted to change this, make it look a little bit different, I can do this by clicking on the editor on the side of my screen, stacked column chart. These are all the different charts that you could choose from. There's a ton of cool stuff that you can try here. Here's a nice bar chart that has them into different categories in different classes. Very nice. I'll click again. Here is another chart comparing Ravenclaw with all of the other houses. That's pretty cool. I'm going to slide down. Here's a pie chart that gives you percentages. So 26.8% fit into this category for Ys. I'm going to go to another one, slide down. Here is a scatter. That's a pretty cool one. Last one I'll show you here. Let's go to just a regular column chart, I guess. That one looks nice. Now, I can go through and customize my cells. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Customize. It gives me my chart style. I can do the background color. I can make it a different thing. I can change the font, make it a little bit different of a font. I can make it 3D. All of these different customizations. Going to chart axis title. Here is my chart title. If I wanted to change that title that it gave me automatically, I can make it bold if I wanted to. The text color, I want it to be blue. Pretty cool. I can go to series and see what it gives me here. I can go to legend. Now this is a good one. This is the legend over here on the side. Maybe I want it to be at the bottom. So I can choose bottom. Now that whole legend is at the bottom of my page. I'm going to slide down even more. Here's the horizontal axis. I can make it bold if I wanted to make it stand out. Text color. All of these different things. Vertical axis is here. Change it, make it bold. Change the color. You want to customize your chart. Now once you're done, you can close the chart editor by hitting the X. When you click on your chart, there are 3 dots up here in the corner of the screen. What I like to do is I like to make it bigger, and I like it to go to the own sheet. So if it goes to its own sheet, it's down here at the bottom, and it makes it really big. Here's sheet 1, and then I can get to my other work as well on these different tabs at the bottom. What you're going to do today is you're going to add up the totals for each class. You're going to make your totals. You're going to go to Insert and highlight, Insert and make a chart. Customize your chart as much as you want. Put it in its own sheet, and you'll be set, ready to go. Have fun.